DLC size mods. Okay, to start this quest, we need to let's do a Brotherhood experience. Let's do the Storyteller signal. So
put that on a loop until further notice, Edna. Let me know when you have that gizmo recording, Edna. I want this message to be clear. Boost the gain a touch. Attention, all wastelanders, vault dwellers, and Brotherhood operatives. And any other freelance operatives in the Commonwealth looking to earn a generous sum in caps. Come to the Memory Den and Good Neighbor to join the exclusive beta test for what will be the most immersive electronic entertainment experience since Grognak the Barbarian versus the Elder Trolls. My associate, Dr. Amari, assures me the beta test is both exciting and, well, within acceptable safety standards. That's the Memory Den and Good Neighbor. Raiders, chem fiends, and persons with severe cranial mutations need not apply.
oh yeah, the Brotherhood is like really racist towards schools and mutated
Put
creatures.
that on a loop until further notice, Edna.
Honestly, that's why in the NCRs is the other favorite faction I have. I hope they learn from.
Let me know when you have that gizmo recording, Edna.
I hope they learn from pre-war America and their mistakes that, that were with democracy and that sort of stuff. And that's one of the reasons why I saw YouTubers siding with Caesar's Legion, because Caesar saw the flaws that the old war America had. I hope when in the NCR ending that they learn from the mistakes and stuff like that. Okay.
Hey there.
Doc, I think we have our first beta tester. I had hoped you'd be the first one to try this. Me and the Doc have everything set up for you.
Super excited about this. It's like the third time I tried, because the mod's a little buggy. It's on its early stages, so
Mari says this modified lounger will work like any other Memory Den experience. You just lie down, and the machine will bring you into my magnum opus. It's a simulation of someone's memories, rather than being directly pulled from a live brain.
The mic sounds like
it's a little buggy.
It's because, well, I'm
like this one glitch where Sergeant Plattner keeps getting pronounced Planter.
Yeah, stop recording. I'm sorry, guys.
Dr. Amari suggests it's something to do with the hollow buffers, but between you and me, I think she just spelled it wrong during initial data entries. But you'll be able to move around inside the sim and even interact a bit. Are you ready to begin?
Let's find out a little bit more about this. Memories?
What kind of memories?
This is a recreation of things that happened before I was born. And I want this to be experienced without my usual narrative flamboyance. Most of my stories turn historical figures into mythic heroes. I make the Vault Dweller, the Chosen One, sound like demigods, but they were just flesh and blood people. I have even embellished a bit on the life of Roger Maxson.
Maxson?
He's the founder of the Brotherhood of Steel, and a direct ancestor of Arthur Maxson. I may have done a disservice to the people of the Wasteland by overlooking some of the faults of the Brotherhood's founding members. Most of what's in this memory experience is true. Parts are well documented in the Brotherhood Codex. Other parts I gathered from security tapes, personal logs, and medical records. Tried to fill in some gaps, but I try not to take any creative liberties with it. And you might run into a few glitches in there. It's not like we had Maxson's brain on hand. Just some DNA on his sidearm, biometrics from his power armor.
So what they did.
I still think this story needs to be told. warts and all,
Assassin's Creed
and you should be the first to hear it.
I'm sorry, I'm talking over the audio. I just, the game is, it's my commentary, YouTuber instinct.
Why this?
Well, I'm not going to live forever, so this could be a way to keep my stories alive after I'm gone.
And like a Power Ranger, we are.
I'm ready.
Just lie down in the memory pod. The doctor will start it up for you.
No, like I said, this mod's on just so let me janky. Sorry, I turned on the fan, I couldn't resist. So, as you can see now, I can't access the mod. So what the modding community did is that they figured out this sweet ass shit. They figured out this hack. The thing. I'll show you. Yeah, so they basically figured out this console command that advances the step for you. Set stage. Alright, forgot, sorry. A little janky, but honestly, I'm pretty excited for this. Well, when I saw the comments to see if there was a fix, before I found the consonant command.
Hello, can you hear me?
I'm sorry.
Excellent. The simulation appears to be working, just as Dr. Amari said it would. The following occurred in the months leading up to the Great War, over 200 years ago. You'll be witness to the origins of the Brotherhood of Steel. Ancestor of Arthur Maxon came to be its founder and first High Elder. See if you can find the first event node I've set up for you. Should be just ahead.
So, basically, when I was searching the comment section, I found this comment saying that he likes it because it tells this explanation. So let's read this. Greetings. For the best user experience, Dr. I recommend that you avoid any of the simulating characters, as their painting can be temperamental. If you wish to learn more within a scene, look out for glowing objects you can click on. It's best if you stay and listen to the whole thing before moving on. Should anything go wrong, we will put you with a save button, just like in the old-time video games. Just reload one of these to continue. There shouldn't be too much brain damage. Best regards, Storyteller, the Storyteller and Dr. Amar. That's really cool. The attention to detail is just spectacular. I am more than proud to admit that I simp for the modding community. It's definitely the least toxic community I've ever seen. Oh, cool. Who's this dude? Alan. Yo, what's up, Alan, my boy?
Cooperation.
Capacity.
Commie sympathizers, probably. Or worse, deserters.
Why don't you ask him? Decorum, Sergeant. These prisoners are under our protection. Besides, Alan, you might have gone AWOL too without that tin can to protect you.
Oh, what, this old thing? My Uncle Sam gave it to me. You hear that, comrade? Made in America.
Alan, you're an asswipe. So basically the comment was saying that he likes how gay explained the war and stuff like that, and it was like Oxhorn that he didn't say negative things about Oxhorn. It was creative criticism, which is well deserved. Oxhorn basically does these really long videos, and he doesn't like sum them up as he should. Overall, I really love Oxhorn's videos.
Construction on California's newest military base began in October 2076. Someone high up in Washington must have had a reason for speeding things up, because it was completed no more than a few months later.
Interesting. We saw this ad appear on, video. He basically made this like trailer on YouTube, and I saw it in my recommended, and I raced to my computer so I can download it. It was really cool. Yeah. It's just like this guy's memory. I think it was. I can't remember his name. That's when you look for Sean.
With test subject 119, please step forward. That one.
Your cooperation is requested. Do not be alarmed.
Sergeant Platter,
Captain Maxson. Sir.
got a new group of prisoners coming.
Yes, sir. Plenty of space for them.
Oh shit.
Everyone would rather be at the front gate, and the other guys just don't like playing prison guard, sir.
Who did you relieve last night, Sergeant?
That would be Lieutenant Santangelo, sir.
As you were. And Platter? Radio me when they bring that prisoner back up.
Yes, sir.
Am I in trouble, sir? Colonel authorized me to take today off to work on the new suit. I thought maybe I could...
You're not in trouble, Lieutenant.
Whew, that's a relief.
Can you tell me if any of the scientists sent any prisoners back up to holding last night?
No, Captain. I don't think that happens anymore.
Ever?
I mean, I've never seen a prisoner come back up the lift. Well, then again, there was this one time the elevator broke and I fixed it in a valiant display of heroism. Other than that, though, no. The underground Einsteins must have a lot of space down there.
Could you do me a favor, Lieutenant?
Captain?
I want you to ask the other guards about the last time they saw a prisoner leave the lower blocks. Could you do that for me?
Yes, sir.
Good. I'll check in with you later.
Okay, I cannot resist.
These suits were intended for the front lines, where they would go up against Chinese tanks, combat robots, and masses of infantry, using firepower soldiers couldn't carry otherwise. However, they weren't just used in Alaska or China. They were used all over the country for homeland security as well, intimidating prisoners, quelling riots, and pacifying occupied territories, frequently against unarmed civilians.
What? Okay, that's kind of violent, not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I have this. I think I'm
Permission to speak freely, sir.
Denied, Captain. I know what you're gonna ask, and I can't tell you any more than I already have. The less we ask, the less we leak out to the Chinese. Now, do you have any questions I can answer, Roger?
We keep bringing new prisoners onto the base, but the commissary says we aren't using any more food than we did a month ago. By my count, we should have been feeding 100 more mouths for the last month. Should I notify the...
You're clever, Maxon. I'll give you that. You should consider getting into politics, son. America loves a war hero. You know, those patriotic prisoners have volunteered to aid the defense of the United States in exchange for a reduced sentence. Given what's happening around Beijing, I'd say they're the lucky ones.
Colonel, we don't know what's happening below. But don't you think we could all be held responsible if...
Don't make me pull rank, son. If I knew anything, I couldn't tell you. So do ask, but don't investigate. You and the rest of your Alaskan band of brothers have one job. To keep your eyes fixed on that front gate. Lady Liberty wants us at the ready.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear that voice acting? Don't know if it was custom or not.
We few. We happy few.
I guess.
The nature of what they were protecting was a closely guarded secret. But today, we know the truth all too well.
I don't know what's like happening, man. Once again, design to attention to detail.
Please!
Yo, what's up?
It's time we've changed the setting, and they keep waking up. You need to rule out stress as a factor.
The Forced Evolutionary Virus, or FEV, was Mariposa's dark secret. Its effects can still be felt across the wasteland today.
Sir, Sergeant Planter is missing.
What?
Private Jensen went to relieve him from guard duty in the holding cells this morning. He wasn't there.
And the prisoners?
Secured. Sergeant Planter must be in the lower blocks, sir. With the scientists.
What? The lower blocks are completely off limits. What makes you think he'd be there?
We have this base locked down tighter than Fort Knox. He's got to be in the only place we don't have eyes.
Calling Dr. Anderson. This is Colonel Spindell. Dr. Anderson, this is Colonel Spindell. Please report. Dr. Von Felden, Dr. Anderson, this is Colonel Spindell. Report.
Sir, allow me to...
Captain, I want this base on lockdown. The notice, no personnel enters or leaves without my direct authorization. Do you understand?
Sir,
Dismissed, Captain.
Like giving goosebumps. Right, this one.
To pussyfoot around this, Captain.
Rule out every other possibility.
It's been 4 hours! Look, I get it. Those eggheads in the lower blocks don't like to socialize, but this is fucking ridiculous. We haven't heard a damn thing!
Yeah, but the orders are orders. The Colonel...
Our brother is missing from what's supposed to be a secured military base. I don't understand why we aren't going apeshit right now.
The Colonel's acting command. However, the ultimate authority does lie with Washington. The standing orders are to keep unauthorized personnel out of the lower blocks, so I suppose you could make the argument that...
Sergeant Allen. Quietly gather a few good men and meet me in the holding cells. Corporal Lyons, you go with him. Yes, sir. And Allen, bring Uncle Sam's tin can with you.
Yes, sir. What's the meaning of this? Get out of here this instant! Remain calm. This is military business. Someone get the the Colonel down here immediately. How did you get past the photonic resonance barriers? Who's the commanding officer here?
Captain Roger Maxon. Doctor, I believe one of our men might have stumbled into this part of the base. I'm here to retrieve him for punitive action. Then we'll be on our way.
Our work is classified beyond your pay grade, Captain. You do know you could be court-martialed just for looking at it. For looking at what, exactly? That's irrelevant. You're interfering with the security of the homeland, Captain.
Right now, you're interfering with the security of this base, Doctor, which is my responsibility. Now step aside and let us do our jobs.
Just got the manifest. Oh my god. What in God's holy name is this? Oh yeah, like...
Where?
I think you're looking at him now.
Caramilla, go to the holding area and consolidate the surviving prisoners into half the cells. Alan, escort these men to the empty cells.
I can only imagine what was running through the minds of Maxon and his men when they discovered what they had been guarding. Maxon must have thought Anderson and the other scientists had gone rogue. An unauthorized experiment by mad scientists straight out of a horror show.
Jesus Christ. Like I said, I'm only gonna sim for the modding community. For modders like this one. Listen to me.
Hi, Roger Maxon. Captain, serial number 072389 have started this log because it doesn't look good for any of us. And I'd like for people to know what really happened here. All hell broke loose when we finally discovered what those scientist bastards were up to. The Colonel has locked himself in his office and seems to be having some sort of breakdown. The men are screaming for blood. They're looking to me for answers. I'm not sure what to do. Someone has to do something, though, before this place sinks into an anarchistic bloodbath. Every time we get a report from higher up, things get worse here. The war is going in a very bad direction, and this place is about to go into full mutiny with all the chaos that entails. I stopped one of the men from executing the scientist today and demanded that we interrogate them to find out what their orders were.
What you saw, but believe me, what you think. You could all be brought up on charges of treason if I say more. Is that not... Fine. Let me put it to you this way, Captain. We're working to save the human species. That green goo, as you call it, allows us to seize control of our fate. We can control evolution, direct it to save ourselves in this war. Imagine a world without fear of biological weapons. An American race whose potential is not hampered by flaws, but enhanced by them.
If that's true, then why not have a taste of your own medicine, Doctor? Maybe you'll be enhanced.
No, don't open that.
Why not? It's a cure. If it works, I'll make a toast to your good health and take a shot myself.
It's been unpredictable. We need to eliminate variables until we understand the effects better. Any one of the test subjects could be the key. We'll understand more after
trial and error. With a couple hundred human lives. American lives.
I think
these test subjects, they're suspected fifth columnists, deserters, conscientious objectors. Surely you, of all people, can see the debt they owe to men like you. Men who served.
shut your bitch ass up.
Sure. No sense in letting them serve their time peacefully when they can act as empty chambers in your game of genetic Russian roulette. Who knew about this?
The entire research team, of course. I didn't deceive any.
My men. Who knew?
None of them, of course. We had strict protocols to prevent...
Our superiors. Which of them knew?
This project goes straight up to Washington. The president! I was following orders just like you. I'm a soldier in a sense. A military man. Liar! If I die, you and your men will be... Please stop!
Phoebe.
And went rogue. I know it. You know it. Everyone on this goddamn base knows it. And they've made us complicit. As crazy as it sounds. Captain Max!
Report.
Sir, we have a situation on level 3.
On my way.
What's the situation?
How about we toss you into that goo and watch you squirm? Orders come from Washington. Put him down or else the brass would think we were in on it. He's right. Put him down! You're all blind. You think you'll win this war with your guns, but Washington knows it'll only be won with science. We are...
I was only following orders. The excuse used by scientists for their experiments. The solace of Mariposa guards. Was the only thing they could use to defend themselves in the court of their own conscience. No other court would prosecute them.
I think one of the rules of science or ethical science is that you can't experiment with human test subjects that are unwilling to do so. Will like greatly guilt or shit. Sorry. Can't like enter anything because I'm like save this helps. Not help at all. Sorry.
Russian roulette. At least a person has a 5 in 6 chance of surviving that. Taking a sip of FEV, well, that's like playing Russian roulette with a bolt-action pipe gun.
Okay, but then edit that out.
How about we toss you into that goo and watch you squirm? Our orders come from Washington. Bullshit. We have to put him down or else the brass would think we were in on it. He's right. Put him down! You think you...
I tell myself it was to keep him from causing a full mutiny among the men. But I'm not so sure.
Shot and missed it now. That's
I tell myself it was to keep him from causing a full mutiny among the men. But I'm not so sure.
I was only following orders. The excuse used by scientists for their experiments. The solace of Mariposa guards. Was the only thing they could use to defend themselves in the court of their own conscience. No other court would prosecute them.
sweeper button. There we go. It's best if you guys see this for yourselves.
Sir, I need you to come out here. I've done things that contradict protocols for dealing with suspected war criminals. You have to relieve me of my post to show the men that there's still some kind of order here. Washington hasn't said anything, sir. I don't think the brass can spare a general to come down here and clean up this mess. Robert, please say something. Sir, we're gonna knock down the door.
Sorry.
If you can hear me, please stand back.
Roger. I'm sorry.
Holy fucking. Oh my god. Christ, that was. Oh, wow. Anyway, I think I'm gonna do a part 2
By
of this.
killing the egghead, I seem to have confirmed my position as leader of the men. They follow me without question now. The interrogations invariably end up being executions. Shellman held out the longest.
No. We want the whole truth. At what point did you and your colleagues go rogue and decide to play mad scientist?
Let me ask you something. Do you think the new plague was a natural occurrence? Countless American civilians died because of that virus. It was Chinese biological warfare.
And how does that differ from the suffering you created with that man-made virus down in the vats?
In that we're saving the many by sacrificing the few. Do you think we relish our work, Captain?
Yeah, bitch.
Most of my colleagues have been working on a cure for the new plague for 20 years and had nothing to show for it. That's 2 decades of pestilence. Thousands dead because of their failure. Our failure. The Black Death lasted half that time, you know. So, if we can't cure Chinese diseases, then the only recourse is to make ourselves immune to them. That is what the government asked for us to do, and that's what we did. What you call the green goo is our salvation.
She sounds like
No
a boss.
honorable government would sanction this.
You honestly think you're serving an honorable government? There's no honorable government in war, Captain. Our government decided to sacrifice a few deserters to stop a nationwide epidemic. How different is that from ordering a division of fine young men to die? I'm not proud of what I've done, Captain. Given the chance, I would do it again. Not because it's right, but because it's rightfully necessary. Our government is waging a war without precedent, a war for our very existence. They send you boys to fight and die to save our home, while they ask us to fight an invisible war, so that you have a home to come back to. If we refuse,
It's as if we killed them ourselves.
Captain,
I'm sorry, Dr. Shellman.
me too.
And another is to dust. Or becomes dust, I don't know. Oh yeah. So surprisingly on this. Okay. Times that. Oh shit. The civilians thing.
Sergeant Blanchard's going to be fine.
We've been incommunicado for days now, Sergeant. Nobody's calling. Nobody's coming. Even black sites must report to someone.
you don't suppose they're planning to come and tie up loose ends?
At least we'd have some answers then. I think I know how to force a response from Washington. But first, Sergeant, I want you to take the transport to housing. Have everyone pack the necessities and move inside the base. Tell them whatever you want, but I want all of our families inside by nightfall.
Jesus, Captain, are you...
The reality is we have absolutely no idea how this will play out, so I don't want them caught in the crossfire, or used as a bargaining chip. For now, we take a defensible position until we have a clear path forward. And in the meantime, if anyone asks, this is just a routine drill. sick involving our families in all this.
We know they're already involved, Captain. The men will stand behind your decision.
Okay, guys. So we're gonna like end that for like part 2. I mean, no, we're gonna save the rest for part 2, and yeah, that's about it. See ya.